Hey everyone, thanks for watching my Module 2 experiment. So my Imagine, some of the engineer design process that went through developing possible solutions. I thought of different materials and ways to carry out this plan. So thinking of maybe using paint trays. I also researched and watched a lot of YouTube videos because I wasn't quite sure how infiltration and runoff exactly works. So I learned that infiltration is how that water enters the ground, and then the runoff is how the water flows over the ground. And just kind of imagining how this impacts our planet, especially in Lancaster County, all the farmers' fields that produce a lot of runoff. And I also had to think about how to grow grass because I've never done that before. For my plan, you can see I did like a little sketch over here. Of the first bottle would have the dirt and the soil because I did decide to go with the experiment that was on B2L. The second one was the soil, rocks, leaves, mulch, and the third one there was the soil and grass. And then these are the different materials that I use to carry out my plan. Just to go to my create, I'm going to show you 3 videos of when I poured the water into each bottle. This one was just the soil, and you can see how the water turns. So you can see there the water was very dirty. There was a lot of runoff because there wasn't any vegetation or roots to kind of keep that soil from running off. The second one here is the mulch, rocks, leaves, and other debris. And again, there you can see that it wasn't as dirty as just the soil because there was stones and mulch in there, kind of keeping that soil in place. So the runoff wasn't as bad as it was with just the soil. And then this is the one with the grass. And so you can see from my before and after here, the grass was the clearest because it did have those roots holding that soil down and allowed it to not be as great of a runoff as some of the other ones. The mulch was semi-cloudy and then the soil was very dirty. Ways that I improved and modified when I was growing grass, I had to adjust where the bottle sat each day so that they got more sunlight. Move the glasses when I was trying to catch the water because I missed a little bit. So I had to modify there and kind of redo my recording. And then I planted grass 7 to 8 days ago, but if I planted earlier, it probably could have gotten longer grass, meaning more roots to hold that soil down and therefore creating clearer water and less runoff. Some of the things that I thought were successful was the water clarity matched my research and provided insight on the runoff problem and the size of the bottles. I use the NGSS standards. So they're basically K through 2. You can see the 3 standards that I chose there to analyze the data and test 2 or more objects to solve the same problem. So looking at the strengths and weaknesses there with the bottles and the runoff problem, to construct an argument supported by evidence of how plants and animals can change the environment. So understanding how humans can impact the runoff problems that we have and communicate solutions that reduce the impact humans have on land, water, and the local environment. So just looking at some of those things that are really aligned with that experiment. This was the STEM practices. You can see there how I linked it to all 4 categories. Ask questions, plan and carry out the investigation, analyze data, develop, use models, plan, carry out investigation, analyze and interpret data, and design solutions. Technology, using those videos to become aware of some of the things that I wasn't quite familiar with, and the math, just making sense of the problems attending that precision. Thanks for listening.